Welcome to Hero Villains. In your opinion, Hela versus Etrigan. Hela, the goddess of death of Asgard, faces off against Etrigan, the rhyming demon of hell. Determining the winner of a battle between Hela, the goddess of death who rules hell and is one of the most fearsome primordial forces in the Marvel Universe, and Etrigan, son of the demon king Belial and the embodiment of hellfire and dark poetry in the DC Universe, is a fascinating clash between destruction and death. Both are not merely physically powerful beings. They are supernatural entities, representing dark realms, nourished by ancient magic and powers far beyond mortal comprehension. They are the embodiment of mankind's most primal fears: death and damnation. For both operate on a plane where the laws of physics are bent by magic, will, and divine power. In short, let us begin this journey into darkness. First, Hela, the goddess of death of Asgard. As stated, Hela has always been one of the most powerful entities in the Asgardian mythology of the Marvel Universe. As the daughter of Odin, she is the embodiment of death summoned by Odin himself, appointed by Odin, the Lord of the Gods, as the goddess of death and ruler of the realm of Hell. This immediately places her in a singular and terrifying position within the cosmic hierarchy. Hela is not merely a powerful goddess. She is a personified concept, an essential function of the universe. She does not bring death. She is death itself to the Asgardians. Her power lies not only in causing death, but also in her absolute dominion over the souls of the departed, making her a force that even the supreme gods must fear. The source of Hela's power stems from her own divine nature and Odin's mandate. To truly understand Hela, one must look at her dual nature. On one side, a physical body with tremendous Asgardian strength and sorcery, and on the other, supreme authority as the ruler of a dimension of the dead. In terms of physical strength, Hela possesses all the superhuman attributes of a high-ranking Asgardian deity. Her strength is sufficient to match Thor blow for blow, who frequently must exert his full power to resist her in combat. She can deliver strikes that shake the very foundations of hell itself, and her body is nearly indestructible against conventional physical attacks. However, this is merely the outer shell concealing far more terrifying powers. Hela's true power lies in the cloak of death and her dominion over souls. Her cloak of death is an unparalleled weapon. With a single touch of her hand, she can kill any living creature, draining their life force instantly. This is not a physical or energy-based attack. It is a verdict of death itself. It has been proven effective against even immortal Asgardians, beings of extraordinary resilience, and even entities protected by powerful magic. But her most fearsome power of all is her ability to control souls. As the goddess of death, Hela holds dominion over the souls of all Asgardians and Norse believers. She can summon armies of the dead from hell to fight on her behalf, undying warriors who know neither fear nor pain. She does not fight alone. She carries an entire kingdom of death alongside her. Most impressively, Hela frequently confronts and challenges her own father, Odin himself. She has proven herself equal to, or even superior to, the Lord of Asgard in certain aspects of sorcery. When Odin is weakened or absent, Hela is often the most powerful force across the 9 realms. She once consumed all of Asgard into hell, transforming the greatest of kingdoms into an extension of her own death dominion. She was able to curse Thor, causing his bones to become as brittle as crystal and impossible to heal, a curse that nearly claimed the life of the god of thunder. Hela's magical powers, combined with the authority of a death deity, allow her to perform reality-altering feats, create dimensional prisons, and manipulate the very concept of life and death within her sphere of influence. Hela possesses a near absolute advantage. She cannot truly be killed so long as she remains the goddess of death. Since she herself is the embodiment of death for the gods, killing her is a paradox. Her physical form has been destroyed, her existence erased from reality, and yet she has always returned. Because as long as the concept of death exists for the Asgardians, Hela endures. This is a form of immortality at the conceptual level, rendering all attempts to destroy her through conventional force utterly futile. She is a living paradox, an entity whose end would mean the end of death itself. As you can see, Hela is not merely a powerful sorceress or a beautiful goddess with a face half living and half dead. She is a law of the Marvel Universe, a primordial and immovable force, the one who holds the thread of life for all the gods. I sincerely hope you subscribe to the channel. It would mean a great deal to us, and you are the most wonderful person. Thank you so very much. Now let us continue. Next, Etrigan, the rhyming demon of hell. As mentioned, Etrigan, the Demon King, is one of the most powerful and complex magical entities in the DC universe. As the son of Belial, grandson of Satan, and a servant of the dark forces, Etrigan is permanently bound to the soul of the immortal knight Jason Blood, an Arthurian-era scholar cursed by Merlin. Etrigan's existence is a cosmic tragedy, a demon with the heart of a poet, shackled to a mortal man. The transformation from Jason Blood into Etrigan is not merely a change of form. It is the summoning of a hellish entity of terrifying physical power, destructive sorcery, and an unpredictable cunning mind. Etrigan's power stems from his very demonic nature and the hellfire that flows through his veins. He is a demon of the upper echelons of hell, possessing physical strength sufficient to match the most powerful superheroes in DC, such as Superman and Wonder Woman. He can tear metal apart with his bare hands, unleash punches of devastating force, and endure attacks capable of leveling entire buildings without suffering any harm. But physical strength is merely the foundation. Etrigan's primary weapon is the mystical Hellfire, a form of magical energy capable of incinerating both body and soul. This flame is not merely extremely hot, capable of melting nearly all matter, but also carries mystical properties that can inflict damage upon supernatural beings, spirits, and even gods. However, what makes Etrigan truly extraordinary lies in his magic and intellect. He is a master of dark sorcery, possessing knowledge of ancient mysteries that few beings in the DC universe have ever attained. He channels his magic through incantations, and what is remarkable is that his incantations are always spoken in the form of rhyming verse. This is not merely a quirky personality trait, it is a magical mechanism. The use of rhyme allows Etrigan to focus and shape his magic with greater precision and power. He can teleport instantly, conjure mystical shields, curse enemies, summon lesser demons, and perform countless other magical feats with just a few potent lines of verse. The intellect of a Camelot-era scholar combined with the cunning of a hellish demon makes Etrigan an extraordinarily unpredictable adversary. To properly assess Etrigan's power, we must examine his feats in cosmic conflicts. Etrigan was once a key member of Justice League Dark, the team dedicated to confronting supernatural and magical threats that even the Justice League itself could not handle. He has battled against ancient sorcerers, entities from beyond the universe, and even gods. In major DC events, Etrigan has faced the Dark Lord Darkseid himself. Although unable to defeat Darkseid, the mere fact that Etrigan dared to confront him, managed to wound him, and survived, the wrath of a cosmic lord of evil stands as testament to his immense power. He has also faced angels, other ancient deities, and magical forces capable of altering reality. Etrigan's durability is equally astonishing. He has been torn apart, incinerated, and cast down into the deepest pits of hell and has always found his way back. So long as Jason Blood lives and the curse endures, Etrigan will always find a path back from the abyss. What is most fascinating about Etrigan is the complexity of his loyalties. He is not a purely malevolent demon. He has his own code, a boundless pride, and at times, a reluctance to serve forces he considers inferior to himself. The internal conflict between Etrigan's demonic nature and Jason Blood's human conscience creates an utterly unpredictable fighting dynamic. At times, he fights with the absolute brutality of a demon. At other times, he displays the cunning and tactical mind of a knight. It is precisely this elusiveness that makes Etrigan a doubly dangerous adversary. He is fire, he is poetry, he is chaos, and he is one of the most difficult creatures to destroy in all of creation. Now that the nature and greatest feats of both these dark entities have been made clear, we step into the heart of this matchup. Hela is the embodiment of death for the gods, a cosmic function. Etrigan is a demon-wielding hellfire, a creature of chaos and magic. First, in terms of scope of power and cosmic standing, Hela holds an enormously significant advantage. Hela is not merely a powerful creature. She is the ruler of a dimension, a kingdom that forms part of the world tree Yggdrasil. Her power is systemic and foundational to Marvel reality. Etrigan, despite being a high-ranking demon, remains only an inhabitant, albeit a supremely powerful one, of DC's Hell. He is a prince, but not a king. Hela is an absolute queen. This distinction is critical. In a prolonged battle, Hela can retreat to Hell, where her power is unmatched, and Etrigan would be forced to assault the very kingdom of death itself. The ability to control her environment and the reality within her own domain grants Hela a home field advantage that is nearly impossible to overcome. However, in terms of direct offensive capability, we have a truly fascinating contrast. Hela's Cloak of Death delivers a one-touch equals death strike. But how does it function against a creature that is already dead, or has never truly lived in the conventional sense? Etrigan is a demon. He is an entity of soul and magic, born from hellfire. Would the death that Hela delivers hold any meaning for a creature already cursed with immortality? This is a deeply perplexing question of metaphysical nature. One could argue that Hela, as the goddess of death of Asgard, holds absolute dominion only over the souls of Asgardians and mortals. Her power over supernatural beings that fall outside the Norse belief system, such as a Judeo-Christian demon from the DC universe, may not be absolute. Conversely, Etrigan's Hellfire is a weapon specifically designed to harm supernatural, magical, and divine entities. It can burn the soul itself. Etrigan is fully capable of launching Hellfire blasts that could seriously wound Hela, a being that is half goddess and half living corpse. His fire could incinerate the remaining traces of life within her body or inflict soul-level damage that Hela has never before experienced. In terms of physical strength and close-quarters combat, Etrigan holds a clear advantage. He is a ferocious fighting machine, driven by the instincts of a predatory demon. Hela's fighting style, although supported by divine power, tends to rely more heavily on sorcery and lethal strikes rather than prolonged hand-to-hand combat. In a contest of claws, fangs, and raw brutality, Etrigan would dominate. He would tear apart, rend, and incinerate Hela in a chaotic dance of fire and verse. However, this is also precisely where Etrigan's weakness lies: his arrogance and volatile temperament. While Hela is cold, calculating, and patient as death itself, Etrigan is easily provoked and susceptible to manipulation. Hela, with millennia of experience in manipulation and rulership, could easily exploit Etrigan's hot-headedness, luring him into traps or employing magical illusions to exhaust him. Magic. Both are sorcerers of the highest caliber. Hela is a master of ancient Asgardian magic, capable of casting lethal curses, shapeshifting, traversing the 9 realms, and summoning armies of the dead. Etrigan, through his demonic rhyming verse, can shatter spells, conjure shields, and unleash devastating mystical energy attacks. However, their energy sources differ. Hela's power is drawn from herself and the realm of Hell. This is a nearly infinite and stable source of energy. Etrigan's power is drawn from himself and Hell, but is also constrained by his bond with Jason Blood. If Jason Blood is wounded, or if the connection between them is disrupted, Etrigan may be weakened or even forced back into Hell. Hela has no such fatal weakness. She is an independent entity. This is a colossal strategic advantage for the goddess of death. She can seek to attack the bond between Etrigan and Jason Blood, a vulnerability that, with her intellect and cosmic knowledge, she is fully capable of recognizing and exploiting. In terms of survivability, this is where the debate becomes most intense. Etrigan is nearly impossible to permanently kill. So long as Merlin's curse and Jason Blood's soul endure, Etrigan will always be reborn from hell. But Hela exists on an entirely different level. She is not merely nearly impossible to kill, she is the embodiment of death itself. Destroying her would require altering the very fabric of the Asgardian belief system. Etrigan, with all his power and hellfire, does not possess the capacity to achieve such a feat. He may be able to incinerate her body, destroy her physical form, but he cannot kill the concept of death itself. Therefore, in a war of attrition, Hela can allow Etrigan to burn himself out in futile rage, rebirthing and returning to assault her time and again, while she endures, eternal and immovable. Even possessing hellfire capable of burning souls and the physical might of a predatory demon, Etrigan, the rhyming demon, remains an entity that operates within the framework of chaos and cunning. His power reaches its peak in obliterating enemies through brutal force and dark magic, yet his very nature is that of a servant, a prince bound by curses and obligations. Etrigan's victories typically come from explosive bursts of violence and fire, overwhelming opponents with a whirlwind of destruction. Hela, by contrast, manifests power at the cosmic level with a terrifying stillness and absolute certainty. The goddess of death has proven that she is not merely a warrior or a sorceress. She is an inescapable fate. As has been demonstrated, her ability to control life and death, combined with her immortality at the conceptual level, places her in a position where even the most devastating attacks are nothing more than temporary inconveniences. When facing Etrigan, Hela does not need to fight fire with fire. The wisdom and foresight of a goddess who has existed across millennia allows her to recognize that the nature of Etrigan is not merely that of a demon, but also that of a creature bound by a mortal soul. Hela can fight indirectly, striking at the bond between Etrigan and Jason Blood, or simply wait while his hellfire fails to reach her true essence. Etrigan's immortality is rebirth from hell, but Hela's immortality is the permanence of death itself. For these reasons, in a confrontation where the nature of existence is the ultimate battlefield, Hela, the goddess of death, holds a decisive advantage and ultimately claims victory. I hope you enjoyed this battle. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Follow me if you enjoy the content. That is today's video. Thank you very much.